This speech will be spoken by world-renowned computer scientist expert Robenson on the dangers of technology. Copyright Mercer College 2016.
Imagine coming home from a long day of school, tired, hungry, and you see all your family having food at the table. You move to the table to go and eat with them and talk about the positives and negatives about your personal stuff and your day. However, you soon realize that it's not at each other they're smiling and grinning, but at the video of the clown chasing the elephant on their farm. Sadly for most families, this isn't hypothetical. This is a reality most families have to deal with every day. Hello, my name is Robenson. After doing extensive research and having my own personal current and past experience, I'm here to tell you why I believe everyone should limit the amount of technological usage they have in their day. Hopefully, you will too. My first point will be why technology is detrimental to you. Second, unplugging yourself. And finally, unplugging can change your world. So the question I'm going to start with is why we use technology. Throughout the world, whether it be a traffic light in France, a hospital in Russia, or a bus in New York, there is always something in our daily lives that uses technology. There is no question the benefits that technology has to us in our daily lives, but excessive use of this can lead to the loss of so much untapped potential. In fact, according to Alexandria Vegas of Fordham University, 8 to 18-year-olds spend an average of 7.5 hours a day, 7 days a week with media. And the sad fact of matter is these numbers are still going up, as the very thing we made to help us consumes children and even adults. Now, as a child, I was raised always having constraints on technology, and with my behavior, it was constantly being taken away. Go put out the trash. No. And there goes the TV for the next 2 weeks. Whoops. And for years, this cycle of technology being taken and given was repeated until after 7 or 8 years later, I suddenly asked myself, who's taking away my technology? There was no one imposing these regulations on me but myself. And after years of being taken away, I was able to regulate when I would study and when I would relax. This was amazing. So much work was being done, it made me happy. But then I wondered, if it took me this long to be able to manage myself properly, what about my little sister? And what I found devastated me. She was constantly on her phone binge watching Netflix, YouTube, or going on Instagram for hours at end. And at that moment, I thought to myself, wow, if this is what's happening to the children these days, we're screwed. Not just me, not just my little sister, but the whole world. Because this constant need to use technology is not present only in my little sister, but 90% of others. And it needs to change. But the question is, how? I realized that with the smallest amount of effort, anyone can unplug for a little while. By unplugging from technology, more often, you can build confidence, provide insight, and above all else, help better communicate with other people in real life. Now, there are multiple ways to unplug from technology. You can use an app like Focus On or Clear Lock, which allows you to place time constraints on how long you access your apps. You can turn off your phone and put it somewhere beyond your access for a bit, or you could go on a retreat, which is also a good way to remove yourself from technology and allow you to realize how addicted you actually are to technology itself. It's also beneficial as you can use these retreats to establish better relationships with family members. And the fact is, it helps. In a 2000 report by Susan Muller on exercise called The World Unplugged, it was stated that after 24 hours of no interaction with technology, students became aware of their absolute inability to direct their lives without media and prompted some of them to confess that they would curb these habits. The change helped them change, and over time, you'll realize how much it'll benefit you. Despite my belief, there are many people that are against what I believe, as unplugging from technology can potentially remove you from society and make you unaware of the events that are happening in the world. In many aspects, this is true. But what I'm asking is not to completely remove yourself from technology or from society as a whole, but try and establish some time constraints as to how long you access technology. Now let's just imagine you ignore me, go home, watch Netflix, and text your friends and go to sleep. Would you honestly be content with what you just did? No, you would not. And the reason why is because you're moving yourself from the very human interaction, very visual, physical acknowledgement that is essential in humans. This has been proven. Mary Helen Durham, in a 2015 article of Unplugging, states that new research suggests that too much social media can be detrimental to your well-being, as it may lead to increased stress, sleeping disorders, narcissistic tendencies, depression, and anxiety. Depression? Yes, you heard right. Depression, the same disorder that leads to suicide. We need it. We need this human interaction. It is fundamentally required in us as human beings, and without it, we'll become something unheard of in this world. So I ask you, not as a college student, not as a professor, not as a politician, a company executive, or a child, but as a human being, make the time to unplug. The Huffington Post states in a 2014 article on technology, we are so programmed to respond to our gadgets that we unconsciously give them priority over things that, in reflection, we would surely agree matter much more. The funny thing is, I believe they're right, and it's time to make this change. Prove not only to the world, but to yourself that you're not weak-willed. You're stronger than that piece of technology in your hand. Whether it's putting down technology for an hour or 10 minutes, even the little gesture counts. It shows you're trying to make a change. And who knows, maybe all that time being unplugged from technology will allow you to pursue something that you always felt was out of your reach, like being a famous singer, trying to be a programmer, or even being the next president. The world is full of opportunities. Let your time be used valuably and never waste it. Thank you.